This is The Missionary Position, Mother Teresa in Theory and Practice. And this is a recent article from the New York Daily News, Mother Teresa's Shocking Struggle. What was your reaction to her crisis of faith?
I've written an article that's in the current Newsweek about it, which if you'd like to check, or if anyone is more curious, and it's already up on their website, I believe. Well, I think it's actually extremely interesting because it shows that for very nearly the last 50 years, last half century of her life, she really couldn't make herself believe in the presence of Christ in the Mass, the Eucharist, which is the central tenet of Catholic faith, almost the sine qua non, and that she felt that when she prayed there was no one listening and there was nothing happening there. My theory is that because this happened just after she got what she wanted, which was to let the Church allow her to run her own order. She's a very ambitious woman. The Church used to suspect her of ambition and pride and overzealousness. It was just after she got permission to start in 48 or so that she had this meltdown. And I think the whole life that people think they admire so much, of her endlessly working herself to death, apparently, her tremendously ostentatious austerity, professions of poverty, almost masochistic, all of this turns out to be nothing but an attempt to drown out the demons. And the Church knew very well that this woman who they were using because she was such good publicity didn't really believe a word of it. So I think it was very cynical on their part.
What kind of reaction did you get to the missionary position?
Overwhelmingly positive, to a surprising extent, because a lot of Catholics know that there's a danger of fanaticism and excessive zeal, and it's the greatest danger the Church has ever had to face. And she was a perfect example of it. I'll give you an instance. The Church, everybody knows, regards the unborn child as a real thing, as a person, so to say, and abominates abortion. As a matter of fact, that's my own view as well. I think the concept unborn child is embryologically correct, and that's what it is. I think abortion is abhorrent and should be avoided wherever possible. But Mother Teresa, when she got the Nobel Prize for Peace, went to Stockholm. You have to make a speech. You can't just pick up the check. You've got to say something. It has to be about peace. She said, I've discovered the greatest threat to world peace. The greatest threat to world peace is abortion. Now, nobody thinks that. It's impossible to think that. That's a crazy thing to say. It's beyond fanatical. The Church doesn't demand it of you. People will think, good God, the woman's gone round the bend. That's what I mean.
Christopher Hitchens, I want to show you this picture.
Oh, and then the second thing, is this. It's very important. People misunderstand it all the time. She was not a friend of the poor. She was a friend of poverty. She liked poverty. She thought it was good for people. She told people to think of it as a gift from God, and she made sure that they stayed poor because she preached against the only thing that can abolish poverty, which is the empowerment of women. Give women some control over their own reproductive cycle, particularly with contraception. Give them a chance to get off the wheel of a husband who forces annual pregnancies on them, many of which are going to die. You do that, you can raise the floor of the poorest village in Bolivia or Bangladesh. She spent all her life trying to make sure that could not happen. So a lot of people are much poorer and much sicker and much less well educated and much less happy than they would have been if she had never come on the scene.
Is that an argument in favor of capitalism?
Not on its own, it isn't. Though, because capitalism doesn't always insist on the empowerment of women, but if anyone's interested in the alleviation of poverty, that is the only thing we know definitely works, is giving women control over their reproduction.
I want to show you this picture, Christopher Hitchens. This is in the Washington Post Style section yesterday, and it's a woman praying at the memorial for Diana in England. What do you think about that? What's your reaction to that?
Well, that's exactly what I say about the sickly influence of religious cultism. It leads to man-made, well, I'll back up. I think all religious cults are man-made, and they've created false objects of worship, mythical, legendary ones. When you see it happening in front of your eyes, you can see how it got started. There you see it happening in front of our eyes. We think that's grotesque, or I expect most people do. What are you doing? Praying to an image of a basically disco dancing princess. But it's no more absurd than saying that you think Joseph Smith dug up some gold plates in upstate New York that had angelic writing on them, which is one of the front runners for the Republican nomination, claims he believes, or the cargo cults of Polynesia, or the belief that that after several hundreds of thousands of years of indifference, heaven waited till 2,000 years ago to conduct a human sacrifice in Palestine so that we could be forgiven our sins. I mean, as I say, if you believe this kind of thing, you'll believe anything, and you might as well make a goddess of Princess Diana.